All right, so this video is designed to walk you through building your resume using Google Docs templates from scratch. If you already have a resume that you're working with, you'll be able to skip a little ahead, but I still want you to work through the video and make sure you have all the elements, because some teachers have you build resumes with slightly different things in mind. My goal is what you tend to need for college entrance, scholarships, and even entry into jobs. So it's important that you kind of work through that, because I'm grading based on these criteria. So we'll get started. Be sure to stop and start the video as you work through the sections. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do, you are not creating this inside of Classroom, so don't use the Add Create button to create a document. I want you to actually open a fresh, clean tab, Chrome tab, go over here to your Apps grid, and go down and find Docs. It may be in a different place for you, but it'll be in there somewhere. Click on Docs. Not quite as hard as I tend to click on the mouse. Now, it pulls up for me things I've worked on recently, but it doesn't pull up my template row. So click on the menu right here. This is a menu bar. Click on it. Go to settings. That is if you do not see templates there. And then here in this menu, templates, display recent templates on my home screen. Click that, click OK, and your templates will appear. Now, to get a better look at the templates they have, because you're not seeing everything here and it's guessing at what you want, you can actually click on Templates Gallery. Stay in the general. Don't end up off in Orangefield ISD. There's no templates there that you want to work with or can work with. So you can then scroll down, and there are 5 resume choices that you have here that you can choose from. I don't care which of the 5 you choose from. The only thing I will say is that this coral at the top, it says, "Hi, my name is," or "Hi, I'm," and then it has a place for your name. If you pick that one, delete the "Hi, I'm," just have your name at the top. That is too casual for the kinds of applications we're talking about. So you go through and select one that appeals to you. So I'm going to either go with Swiss or Spearmint here. Let's do Spearmint. When you click on it, it's going to open up this tab or this new template. And what you're doing is filling your information in on the template. There are some changes I'm going to want you to make here, and some things that you're going to do that aren't included quite on this. The first part we're going to talk about is your identifying contact information, who you are. So all you do is you can highlight and start typing in your name, first and last, first, last, middle, initial can be in there as well, or middle name if you want to add both. Now, there's a couple of these templates that have something here like a profession, where you can type in your profession. Like I might type in English teacher. As a high school student, you could put student, you could put high school graduate, but you don't want to put some future career that's a little ways off yet. You can predict 6 months, 7 months. You can predict up to graduation, but you can't really use that. So in this case, I might say just student. Now, here's where you're going to put your address. And it's already, again, laid out. We went over addresses. So you'll put your house number, your street, your city, comma, the state. Notice that both initials are capitalized. In this case, it's going to be capital T, capital X, and then your zip code. Then here they're formatting for you for your phone number. I would encourage you to use your cell phone. Then next they have email address. Let's talk about email address for a minute. I do not want you using your school email address because you can't receive email to your school email address except from teachers and staff in the district. You have to have a personal email address. On that note, think very carefully about what your email address says about you. If it is something inappropriate, some innuendo or something cutesy or something like that, that's not going to be professional. That's not going to put forward the kind of idea where people want to hire you for a serious job or give you scholarship money. If you are, Kegger Dude 2022, nobody's going to give you scholarship money. They don't want to pay for your first kegger party at college. Or, cutesy cat girl. No, they're going to be thinking cutesy cat girl is going to become crazy cat lady when she's older. And that's just a bad stereotype that people will think of. So you don't want to do that. Make sure that it's mature and serious. Have a Google email account that is just your business. You're going to probably want that by the end of the year anyway to transfer all your stuff over from your student account. All right, part 2. This right here, and the different templates have it different in slightly different places. Okay, I took a moment here and opened each of the templates available. And you're going to notice the first section right after contact information is a skills section. Here is skills. Skills is over here on this template, but it's close to the top. Skills is here, and skills is right here. You'll also notice students get confused. They're like, these words don't make sense. Those are Latin. They're designed to show you how things will be laid out, not actually meaning to say anything. So they did that on purpose so you could see how things would be laid out on the template. But you don't have any skills at this point that is something you'd want to put at the top of your resume. Also, something else is that when you're applying to companies or applying to large organizations, they may have multiple opportunities available, and you need to let them know when they look at your resume what it is that you're going for. And that is where you're going to take the skills and change it to objective. Okay? That objective, I gave you objective sentences. Some of you didn't copy and paste one of the 3 sentences in to your resume template. But you're going to take that sentence. Notice it starts with to obtain. One of the things about resumes, no complete sentences. No complete sentences. The only time during the year I'm going to tell you, no complete sentences. None. No complete sentences in resumes. You're going to copy and paste that statement that you've already put in your resume pre-writing in. The reason there are no complete sentences is this type of document is meant to be scanned over in 45 seconds, less than a minute, for potential employers or scholarship committees, whatever, to look over, get a sense of where you've been and what you've done, and then get back out. They don't want to read sentences. So it needs to be something that's very visually quick to absorb the information. And complete sentences don't work well for this. So here you would copy and paste, your to obtain grants and scholarships, or to obtain an entry-level position in the petrochemical field or in the field of welding. All right. The next thing I want you to do, moving along, you're going to click right in front of experience. You're going to grab and highlight the education section. You're going to cut, and you're going to take and put your education section before your experience. At this point, even if you're going straight into the workforce and you've done welding out in the shop, in the ag shop, and you've done stuff like that, your strongest point, your strongest qualification is your education. So that's where you're going to put your information. So here you're going to type in what it says, Orangefield High School, because that was the school. High school is 2 words. Location, it's going to seem repetitive, but it's Orangefield, Texas. Not every school has the school name or the city name in their school. Be sure to watch out for those capitalization issues there. Here I kind of like to do a dash. Degree. You're not getting a degree. You're getting a high school diploma. Then I would kind of figure out how you want to play with this. I think actually what I would rather do is move that down one and put high school diploma and then put whatever your endorsement is. STEM, or a lot of you have industrial business. All those. Then down here, you're going to put the month that you started high school, which for you is you started high school in August of 2018. I'm telling you, you don't have to figure it out. And you are going to graduate in the month of May 2021. All right. Now, if you have, looking back at your pre-writing activity, if you have, let me pull it up here. If you have any sort of certifications in this box, see, everything that I have here is stuff that I'm having you put in this section. If you have any certifications like welding, or you have CNA, or any of those things, that's where you're going to, this is where you're going to put that. And what I do here is actually do a bullet, insert a bullet right up here, and then put in, you know, CNA, May 2022. Okay. What I'm doing there is I'm predicting I will be a certified nurse assistant by May of 2022. It may be March or April, but that's something you're going to have. Or maybe welding certification, or any of those things. If you have, say, a certification that you got for your job to serve alcohol and things in a restaurant, you can put that, and then you're going to look back and figure out when you started that job, and it's going to be whatever month and year you started that you got that. So you can also put things like AB honor roll, or National Honor Society. Anything that can add a little bit to this and make it look like you've really been involved in some things as well. All right. You could also put, for example, football. Maybe you played football. You need more than just that on the football. What you'll do then when you put football, well, for one, you'd put the time that the month and year that you started through the month and year that you finished. So say December 2021. Okay, then when you get to the end of that line, you need a little more information there. So you're going to do another hit, and it's going to go ahead and give you another bullet, but you want a bullet under football because you're also going to give me what position you played. Okay, maybe you got MVP, and give me the month and year. Say October 2019. Okay, any of those awards, recognitions, maybe you played on select team with a sport or something like that, get it in there. It fills out that information. Okay, all right, so you can do that for band, you can do that for all sorts of things. On this note, if you've never held a job, maybe instead of putting all of this under education, you might put, Bobcat football and then build it out here if you have no job or your job experience is very short. You could also, in this case, take and clone a section. So let's say you want to just put your diploma and your endorsement here and the year, but you want to put all your activities because you have a lot of them. If you have a lot of activities with school, then you can just copy the experience section, get along this line here, and then paste it in. But instead of having it experience, change it to activities. Maybe activities and volunteerism, if you volunteered. Then you can list like football and National Honor Society and those things. So you have to kind of determine there what works best for you. If you have a lot of stuff, a lot of things you've been involved in high school, I'd definitely create an activities section by cloning this experience section, because then it automatically sets it up for you. You got your dates that you're involved in. You've got, if you served, maybe you were FFA and you were FFA president, you were chapter president or something like that, or sergeant at arms. So, and then you can list some responsibilities you had, keeping the minutes of meetings or things like that. All right, then you go into experience. Experience is going to be specifically job experience. All right, so notice something here that I didn't notice. Here, when I typed things in, I did uppercase, lowercase, and the template had it originally all uppercase. Doesn't matter. I don't care which way it goes. The problem is consistency. So you'll definitely want to go back. I don't like the all caps situation. I like uppercase, lowercase, because I just do. I was going to say experience, I'd put job experience. Okay. And if for some reason you're doing this and you get screwed up and it's no longer the right color or the right size, remember you can always undo. And then awards, I really like for awards to fall under something up here, so I really wouldn't use this section. However, you're going to have a references section. So I'd use that part, that template, to get my references in, and then put my references in Again, I would probably bullet those and then put those in, but you don't have to. You could just do this. Put in your first person and then come down and put in your second person and then come down and put in your third person, because you have to have references. All right, so activities, same thing. You know, who you were involved with, what group, Orangefield High School, or maybe it's your church, children's church at, you know, Church on the Rock, and you're a children's church helper or whatever. Then month through present, month and year started through present or through when it ended, and then bullet list some ideas. I like 4 to 5 things in the bullet list. When you do bullet lists under activities, and this is important, important. Did I mention this is important? Okay, when you are doing bullet lists, here not so much, but in the activities and under the job experience, you want to always start with an action verb. So let's say I'm doing my job experience, and let's say I worked for McDonald's, which I did many years ago, and I'm going to put that. I'm going to put the city. Again, I don't like that comma thing, so I'm going to change that to a hyphen, because then it doesn't look like I'm just repeating. Job title was closing manager. Okay, I was a closing manager, and I did that job from a very long time ago, June 1992 to March 1995. All right. So here I'm going to always have action verbs in my bullets. So I would put counted deposits, scheduled call-in replacements. People would call in, and I would get somebody to work. I would maintain food quality. I would direct sanitation of work surfaces, ensuring that surfaces were clean. Problem solved customer concerns. All right, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Not too many. I wouldn't go over about 5 or 6, but then move on. But notice each one of these things start as a verb. Counted, scheduled, maintained. Here's a little issue as well that I noticed I'm falling into. I have 2 past tense, present tense, past tense. Keep your tense correct. So counted deposits, scheduled call-in replacement, maintain food quality, directed sanitation work surfaces. Makes me sound more dynamic and interesting, and we all know I need help with that. All right, any sections, let's say that was my only experience, then you're going to take these other entries and just delete them. Get rid of them. Don't leave anything in the template that's not actually helping you. Now, for the reference section, moving on, because I want to get through this video quickly, and you can ask me questions if I haven't addressed something specific. We're going to go. One of my references is Mr. Ronald Chevalier. And I like block address entry. 457 Galapagos Avenue in Denver, CO, Colorado, and that was 80204. And then underneath that, I'll put the phone number 303. 303. I don't even remember that. All right. And then an email address if you have it. All right. That's not a real email address. Then I will go down and leave a little extra space and do my next person, my next entry. Whatever you do, however you format this, do all three the same way. Make sure you're staying consistent. Consistency is important. Another place of problem here that I see that I did, I have a period at the end of this one, but not any of the others. In these sorts of things, make sure that you either always have a period or you never have a period. These I didn't fill in, but you know, maybe it's National Honor Society or whatever. If I'm putting a period at the end of each bullet statement, put them on all of them or don't put them on any of them. Anything else that you need to have answered, please come up, talk to me, and I'll be happy to help you.